It's a word play between homosexual and homo sapiens. We are all part of the human race, and we need to enjoy our diversity and our
gaiety.
human experience. Oh, hello, Nick Queen.
Nick Queen.
Welcome to my first show.
Pleased to meet you, darling.
My pleasure.
My pleasure to meet you. So, you have a better memory for the 90s than I do, darling. When did we meet? What did it feel mid-90s? Did it feel late 90s?
That's a good question. We need to find out exactly what date we met.
Which were the...
But
yes.
it was imagine your parents getting divorced.
Yes.
In Wilton, Connecticut.
That would be sometime between 1995 and 2000 to 2001.
It was 95.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
That's when my mother met my future stepfather.
Oh no, I didn't know them then. I knew them during the divorce.
Yes, during the divorce, darling.
And it really was an introduction to how divorce in America is extremely difficult, and people and families end up divided more than ever, and it's very hurtful to the children. You have a brother, Nathan.
Nathan, and he's married now.
Congratulations.
Yes, and he's expecting in October. They're expecting a boy.
We'll have Nathan on another show.
Yes.
But I remember you were
He's actually currently working on a novel, as am I, but he looks to have a closer release date. Right now, I'm just partying with all of you.
So, listen, I met your parents when they were getting divorced. They were like the middle of a battle.
Yes.
The estate had to be cleared. The furniture, all the stuff you guys inherited had to be sold. And what I did is, by the way, he is nobility for the North Shore. He's part of so many families. You know how they like to inbreed.
The Proctors, the Ayers, the Emersons, the Lorings, the Kings, the Spaldings, yes, the Spaldings. And I'm trying, oh yes, and the Pattons, as in General Patton, as in no poor bastard ever won a war by dying for a country. They made the other bastard die for theirs. But we're in such an ungodly war right now. A war that I do not support.
Don't digress.
Don't digress? Okay, I won't.
Talk about your family.
My family. Well, my father, John, he grew up in Hamilton, and basically he lived here for a good portion of his life before going to college. The name of the place he went escapes me. It's in his obituary.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. And of course,
he's dead now.
He would come to the New York, Connecticut area and meet my mother, Joanne's, well, she's changing her name currently. Let's refer to her as Joanne Kathleen. We'll just use the current name for now, Socha. And otherwise, her name would be King because, you know, she wants to feel some fraternity with her two sons.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, yes, what would you like to ask me next?
I knew your father very well because I was the antique dealer to sell the estate to other blue bloods. I kept it all local in Manchester by the Sea and Pride's Crossing.
Yes.
And even Eastern Point.
With
I should say Gloucester.
Yes.
And we grew a bond and became friends all these years. And I was even his caretaker towards the end.
As was I.
Yes, we were caretakers together, and which really bonded us.
Yes.
So it was very different from when you were toddlers. I mean, literally, you were 7, 8 years old.
I would say our bond most came to form in the beginning, in 2016, because I would become a regular visitor of the Dom Paragon on Colburn Road in Manchester by the Sea. And, you know, much of Colburn, that particular setting, informs the novel I'm working on, which I've been working on since 2013, called Pavilion.
Interesting.
And I don't have a website yet. I don't have any social media for it yet. But when I do, I can be sure to
I'll help
debut
you.
it. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. I might ask for your help. But of course, the novel is about a character who looks very similar to myself, based on a cousin of mine who is basically vacationing to Florida and leaving the house.
Is this Anne?
This is Anne. This is
I
Miss
recognize Anne in you.
Yes, indeed, you certainly do. And she's leaving the place to you and to her trusted assistant, also from Florida. Not like her, but she moved from Massachusetts to Florida at one point and set up dual residences. So, here's the thing, though. You get lonely, and you invite guests, and when you're away at times, because you need to be able to go back and forth between home, and, this is not necessarily part of the subtext entirely, but you're in a divorce right now. So you invite people, but then the wrong people come in and out of the house like a Greek pavilion. So basically, you have to try and quell the chaos and stop all these interactions from coming out. It's a screwball slapstick comedy, and I am the foil. Of course, I'm in college at that point in time, a certain Christian college, which is based off another certain Christian college, which might be near here.
You're giving too many hints.
Too many hints. Oh, dear. Do you have any other questions, darling?
Do you remember your grandmother?
I remember
Hilda.
Yes, I remember Hilda Rice-Air, yes.
What were your memories?
That she was incredibly nice because she was sick and infirm at that point.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
That's not to drag her.
Yeah.
It's just she had quite a sterling reputation.
Well, let me explain.
Yes.
His grandmother is basically she was the key to bringing all the royalty together. She married 6 times.
I guess.
and they were all blue bloods. She met them at debutante balls, and she was, very prolific with names.
Yes. Yes, she was.
So, tell me more about the college. Yeah.
The college, yes. Well, I was there from 2009.
What was it like to be bi in college?
Bisexual and recently genderqueer, non-binary. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. I'm a guy. But today I'm a woman. And for the occasion, allow me, that school has quite a controversial reputation in the LGBT community locally. I mean, the number of businesses and just different organizations that have cut ties, the number of press spectacles that they've had.
It's basically the same thing that's going on in the Catholic Church still today. They have insurance for that now.
Well, the thing is with the Catholic Church, it's like, I don't think anybody expected in Massachusetts that this sort of thing could go from Catholic to Protestant, because Massachusetts is so Catholic.
Yeah, and the Mormons too. It's a problem in most churches that they cachet all the evil that goes on behind closed doors.
Oh yeah,
and the abuse of children has to stop. I don't know. We need to talk to the Pope, and maybe he can put in a good word about putting some things in that child abuse is not okay.
I was sexually assaulted in sophomore year by a
Shocking.
worship leader who I met, who was part of the charismatic, who had associations with the charismatic scene at that school. And basically, it's funny because, that didn't figure into my sexuality. That came about on its own. Like, you shouldn't correlate being assaulted with your LGBT
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. And, I think that in many ways, it made the news in 2017 that a student had been raping women of color there, and he had transferred from another Christian college, and basically...
Was he a white nationalist?
No, he was... I'm not going to say his ethnicity just to be politically correct
But
here.
you did say that he liked dark-skinned.
Let's just say... let's not go there.
Okay.
The point is that, for example, this it's a case of where, it just shows you that sexual assault occurs because of people you know, and nobody expects for sexual assault to come from people you trust, but it does.
You once confided in me that when you brought it up to your dad, he didn't really respond the way you wanted him to respond.
Oh no, he was
protective of the school rather than you.
No, he was very supportive of me. It's
he
just
was?
he
Okay.
didn't want to know all the nitty-gritty details. That's the thing, but he was very supportive, and I was able to confide in him that the school sucked, and he agreed, and he said,
And he got you out.
numerous people. Well, no. I graduated. I got into 5 out of 8 colleges that I applied to. So Gordon, the
Oops.
place.
We'll cut that.
We'll
one
cut
out.
that. The place was. In 2008, it wasn't particularly high on my list, but in 2009, because of a board of trustee member who happens to be family, a cousin of mine, I thought, hey, on a whim, maybe I should give it a look. And it turned out to be a terrible idea, but all of the things that I've gone through have made me stronger, and I don't think that if I went to any other school, I would have discovered that I was bisexual.
That's a good take.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about first time in drag at that college. We're going to edit this part.
First,
About at that college.
yeah. You mentioned to me that you were in drag for the first time in college. Tell me about that day.
Twice. In September and October 2012. The first time I'd gone to a local pub in Salem to rock out. And of course, it wasn't a very good show. It was rather, I had a shitty guitarist at the time who now runs a Christian nationalist music studio in New Hampshire. But, I went to that place, to that pub, bless them, love them still, in drag, and was crazy and wild. And I came back to the place. I had bought women's lacrosse shorts, stockings. I took a black and pink shirt from a swap meet. I took a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I was dressed in drag.
And when you were in drag, you let all inhibitions out,
all
right?
inhibitions out.
And basically,
the guys loved me.
do not confuse drag with transgenderism because it's a totally different thing. Transgenderism is a mental thing where you are born as one sex, but your brain thinks you're another sex. So the best thing to do regarding drag is it's theater. It's being funny, making fun of, letting out all inhibitions out that you keep trapped as a man.
As a bisexual guy, I'm mainly attracted to women. Love men, of course, absolutely do. But the thing is, like, drag. You look at Bad Bunny. He dresses in.
With him, it's okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's the thing, in Brazil, there's a great LGBT community. Like, actually, in my novel series.
In the cities, yeah.
Yes, in the cities.
But I understand in the country, they're still prejudiced.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Of course, one of the characters in my novel series, Nick Queen, is actually based off of the Brazilian drag queen Gloria Groove.
Ooh,
So
never heard of her.
you're going to have to look her up. She's pretty incredible. Nick Queen. And of course, I'm not sure if they are going to be Brazilian. They might be. Who knows? I mean, I'm kind of on the line between Hispanic and Japanese mix, but that's because their real life name is Shigure Romero.
Okay.
But enough about the books for now. Any other questions?
Second time you were in drag.
Second time I was in drag. Here's the story for you. All right. So I was pretty, my guitar had basically broken, my acoustic electric, and essentially I had to do something because my former guitarist friend from New Hampshire, originally from Beverly, basically told me, either you fix the guitar for the price that it was bought, which would have been $200, or for example, otherwise I would have had to get a new one. And basically I decided, okay, here's what I'm gonna do instead. I take the guitar, I I smashed it the very next week as kids are getting out of chapel. And
No.
I basically smashed the guitar to bits all over the sidewalk in front of the chapel. And I didn't know there was a fire drill. I seriously didn't. So basically, then people are coming out and they're like, dude, what the hell? And, you know, it's just this incredible scene. I didn't get in too much trouble for it. Of course, it was a prank, but, you know, I got summoned the next day.
Can I tell you about my drag story?
Tell me your drag story.
When I when I was starting my divorce, I decided to go all out in drags in these very same boots. And because these boots are made for walking, that's just what I'll do. One of these days our boots are gonna walk all over you. So I went to Essex, the Shays, restaurant, a rather conservative restaurant, you know, all the Hamilton, the whole set.
The Hamilton Cognoscenti.
Yes. Were there. The men looked at me like with disgust. Like, why is he dressing in drag? I had this high wig on. I was Marie Antoinette. I had this white dress, and watermelons for boobs, and the women loved it. They screamed. They embraced me. They pulled up their shirts and showed their tits. Is that not allowed?
No. We're gonna edit this part. I made a mistake. Nick should be looking at Flavia. He's looking at me, but it's okay. It's so good. You're looking at Nick. You look at Flavia and smile all the time. We're editing this part. Keep going.
So anyways, the women exposed themselves in public and had the best of their time. And their husbands
Yes,
came
I'm
home
sure.
confused.
I'm sure they were beautiful, darling.
Yes. But, you know, this is an evening show. We can talk about these
The
things.
sexuality.
And it's a study of sexuality. Homo sapiens is a study of sexuality.
Yes.
And because humans have this weird oddity to look at a person before they meet them, they're prejudiced and say, what kind of sex are you into?
Well, I think, you know, I think some of that can come down to a cultural intuition that might have been formed through one's upbringing. But the problem is, you know, like sex is a beautiful and wonderful thing, but, you know, sexual identity, sexual orientation, there is such a thing as sexualization, and there's a broad definition for what that might look like. So to put it in a negative context, you know, it would be sexualizing in a negative way for me to assume that the first day I met you, you were gay, you know. It would be better if I learned it from you and not be like, oh, I'm going to pull my hand away every time that
what was the first time you knew?
Well, you know, it was told to me when you were getting married to your spouse. And, you know, I grew up with...
So this was 2004 where we got married in Massachusetts.
Yes, and I grew up with a conservative stepfather. And, you know, it's like, of course, I wasn't fully adjusted to the notion of LGBT people yet. Of course, I would begin to have questions about my sexuality in 2005, right before I moved to West Virginia for a year at a Christian high school.
No.
So imagine I basically needed to repress any questions about my sexuality to survive.
Wow.
Imagine a New England boy in a set of progressive states going down to the deep red state. And that's the thing, I had a great time there. It was a great school, but not for my
You didn't do
LGBT
drag
side.
there.
Oh, I definitely didn't. One time I called the pastor's son the next Clay Aiken as a joke, of course. I have no rows with that group of people. I think you'd say that my ability to talk to different groups is informed by my time in West Virginia. And one of those experiences I have as far as Christianity and religion, it's funny because I was basically a fundamentalist until like the ages of 18 to 20. Then I just decided it wasn't very sporting or musical. I won't get into that now, but I think you'd say that it's... Well, tell me more about yourself with drag.
About me in drag? No.
Yes.
I haven't done drag in years. I only do it by occasion if I feel happy and want to experience what it's like to be a woman and choose dresses and do the nails. As a child, when I was 6 or so, I used to go and put on my mother's gowns. She had beautiful flowers.
Show your French manicure.
Yeah, look at my nails. Anyways, she had great taste in fashion. She knew how to look pretty. And she inspired me to dress up and just have fun. But in no way sexual. No, I would never, pick up a guy like this because most guys are afraid or offended. So, but to me, it's fun to watch people.
I don't know, man. I one time, a guy, a really burly military-esque dude, approached me on Instagram, and he said, "You're really pretty." And, I guess he thought that I was a girl because I had long brown hair.
No, there are a lot, very much the Middle Eastern crowd, they're very into transgendered because they like to have both. Huh. And they like the feminine appearance, but also the tools.
Yes.
So, and that's another religion that's very much oppressing the gay community.
Yes.
But it's all based on stories told by misogynistic old men who just said this is the word of God.
Yes, and you have to consider that many of those stories are particularly gendered. I mean, God is referred to primarily in masculine settings.
Yeah.
And I think that if you were to properly look at a notion of a deity, wouldn't it be they, them, or it instead of...
But it's so confusing to certain people. It's so confusing to have all these titles.
Spirituality is a complicated conversation. We won't get too much into that right now.
Are you spiritual?
I would consider myself spiritual, but I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm just going to say that, it's like... I think you just say that, for example, spirituality is a human trait in some ways, You have your own spirituality, like you believe in reincarnation. I'm not going to get...
Of the soul, a reincarnation of the soul, yes.
I'm trying to present somewhat secularly today for all intents and purposes. And anyway, what other questions do you have for me?
What questions do you have for me?
Okay. So are you seeing anyone right now?
No, I've been single for many years.
Yes,
after I got divorced, I almost got married again, but decided it was a bad idea. And I'm glad. But we still live together. We've been together for over 15 years. And right now, we've even bought a house together. He's my housemate. And my soulmate, yeah.
I've been single for 35 years, and I don't have a problem with it.
No, single is fun.
I mean, I'm meeting people lately, of course, and they're all beautiful. But that is to say that, for example, if there's a soulmate, I would consider that they were just another version of me cut in half, be it in opposite or same gender or whatever,
Yeah, if I don't find the right guy, I'd rather just date.
Exactly.
So
I'm more of an open relationship guy, but a lot of people aren't ready for that convo because it's like they will just look at celebrities like David Harbour and Lily Allen. I'm just like, okay, first of all, I haven't listened to much for Lily Allen, and second of all, I haven't watched much David Harbour, so I don't give a flip, give a hoot, and I like my pick of the litter, so to speak.
Yes.
So.
So let's. I want you on the show again.
I will be, and I won't be in drag next time, just because.
To see the other side of you, yeah.
To see the other side of Queen, so to speak.
Yeah,
but I will be in drag again at some point.
Yes. What is your drag name?
Nick Queen.
Perfect. It flows. Nick Queen.
Nick Queen.
Make it one word, right?
It could be NIC Queen, or NIQ Queen, or NICK Queen. So let that be known.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you so much for coming here and being my guest. And give me a hug.
Give me a hug, darling. You are so beautiful.
Thank you for watching our show.
Thank you for watching our show.
Next time.
Tune in next time.
say your name. Nobody knows your name.
Alexander Westerhoff.
Nick Queen.
Nick King.
Nick King. Queen.
Nick King,
we'll
Nick
do
Queen.
it both.
That's right.
We're doing it live. F it.